Man, we got more rogues in here on Team Blue, but we're going to take a look at Team Red again. We got ourselves Bilbo. Hopefully you'll actually get to play. We got ourselves Ramurka. We got ourselves Akundelar? Akundelar? Is that what you are? Is that what your name? We got Janesar. Hopefully he's going to go last. And we also got another one. Why is a little gnome wearing pajamas with 2 dead fish as a Frost Death Knight champion of the Alliance? Let's say he got a butt flap in his pants. Like, something about this is like... He looks like a child. He looks like a kid with a massive, massive beard. Something about it looks hilarious. On Team Blue, we got ourselves Enchance. We also got ourselves a little Kaiju. We got ourselves Thuralia going up as a Red Paladin first. We got Taurus in the back and Zerafisk. Ooh, I kind of like the way that looks. It's a goblin. Yo, that mask looks so good for a goblin, dude. Those ears and that mask and those teeth. Hell yeah, dude. Thuralia taking a little bit of damage from Bilbo off the bat. Bilbo playing the Beast Mastery Hunter. BM Hunters need to have line of sight or their pets to do the most amount of damage. Sorry, boys. For the cough. As I was saying, Beastmaster Hunters need line of sight for the pets to do the most amount of damage. That does increase the auto attack speed of the pets and overall kill commands. Gonna be Basilisk dropping down. Hilarious. Oh, actually, gonna be Shield of Vengeance popping in right there. Did get a blind on both of the pets. One of the pets were Bilbo does break out of the blind pretty early on, getting those skill commands of Thalaria. Bilbo trying to see if he can kite the Paladin back over to the Basilisk. Gonna get the crows up and running. Thalaria might decide to pop an extra defense here. Bubba coming down, does not want to deal with the dire Basilisk anymore, and the Basilisk just decided to turn his attention away from Thalaria. It does get a slow in the Basilisk, but that thing is already slow as it is. Thalaria does get himself a bit of recovery. And Bilbo, if he can somehow find a way to deal through Thalaria, force out a Blessing Protection, and if he has a pet that has a Dispel from Enrage effects as well as a Dispel from Enrage effects, but also magic effects, then he will be able to rip off the Blessing of Protection. Of course, you could also just go with a Freezing Trap and stop him in place. As Thalaria no longer has a Trinket anymore. Thalaria should have wings up and running sometime soon, though. Taking a bit of damage from Bilbo, who's going to go for a more kiting, just try to kite the Paladin as best as possible. That's going to be stunned onto the pony up. Blessing of Protection coming down. Does he have a pet to disrupt it? Focused Azeroth beam onto Bilbo. Hunter, what the what? Bilbo actually going to go for a bit of a Bestial Wrath, get his pet empowered and ready to go. Freezing Trap to deal with Thalaria on a Blessing of Protection. They should probably go min max damage while Bestial Wrath is active right now. Getting the pet over there. Kill commands needs to come out. Crucible smacking the Paladin. He goes for a little bit of line of sight, trying to get himself flash of light while he is line of sighting the Hunter, which is actually really good for him. Into a Shield of Vengeance. Might be able to turn the Shield of Vengeance back around to Bilbo as he got himself a set of wings. Bilbo needs to be careful with his position. Got himself a pet heal rolling. Looks like he's going to be able to crack through a Shield of Vengeance pretty early on. The wings are still up and running on Thalaria. Might be actually full wings from the opener. Into a blind into Bilbo, catching himself a couple of flash of lights. So Bilbo, oh, second set of wings coming out for Thalaria. I think those are real wings this time. So those were minute-long wings. Freezing Trap to stop the Paladin from attacking for a second, as Bilbo does not want to use Turtle Shell just yet. Just to min-max the range away from Thalaria. Get a slow, maybe get an interrupt. Oh, that's going to be the interrupt for days. Boys, start to follow. Trinkets out of it in the last second. Hodge onto Bilbo. He trinkets out of that in the last second. I don't know if he needed to do that. But maybe he was expecting for one of the rogues to charge at him. Camo coming down, and Verifisk. Does he go for a little bit of that Rain of Fire? He doesn't. Oh my god, you should probably Rain of Fire in the direction that Bilbo is going. Now he does it a little bit late. Demonic Gateway out, and Bilbo gets himself a full reset. Verifisk playing that Destruction Warlock, though, should have quite a bit of advantage over Bilbo. Can have an Immolate rolling on both him and the pet. That's also something extra to Havoc. He can Havoc the pet and get a double coil for double the heal. Interrupt coming down to Verifisk on his fire damage, dropping the Infernal. Does not go for Havoc into a Horror Effect. Freezing Trap into Verifisk, right? Trinkets out of it. Wall with a Fear trying to come out into Bilbo. Does land a Fear with a Cataclysm around the corner. Bilbo has Turtle Shell if he needs to go for it. Into another Fear onto Bilbo. Trying to get a Kesbolt up and running. Fear again into a Crucible right after. Trying to stay away from that dire Basilisk. Down into Verifisk right now. As long as Bilbo can deny those Chaos Balls, the dire Basilisk on the other side. Verifisk, they just try to get away from the Basilisk whenever he can. If the Basilisk just walk up Get a couple chomps and Verifisk. That might be huge. Stun coming out onto Bilbo. Also stunning the Dire Basilisk at the same time. Verifisk trying to get himself a little bit of line of sight onto Bilbo. The Basilisk did not get that much value onto him. That's going to be a horror effect on the both of them. Double heal for this Warlock as I predicted earlier. That's going to be Caswell. Might be the way to go. Bilbo does go for a bit of a feigned death for a second. That's going to be Succubus Seduction right after. Could go for a pet stun maybe. Does he have the pet stun available? Could go maybe pet stun if he has one. Maybe. Nope. Needs to interrupt the Caswell. Does not get the interrupt the Caswell, but lines at the last second. Needs to draw the pet back and get himself a heal over time rolling. Might need to go freeze and chop onto the Succubus pet too, honestly. Verifisk's not really looking all that healthy either. He actually could go down in a moment, getting a big crucible onto Bilbo. He might need to pull the pet back for a heal. He really needs to go for it. Stun onto Verifisk. Does he go down to the pet by himself? He's just letting the pet do attacks. Drain Life coming out. Might be able to hop around the corner. Crucible onto Verifisk. Does get a freezing chop onto the pet. Horror affected to Bilbo. Trying to go for Immolate with a fear to follow. Chicken Saddle with a turtle. Verifisk is out in the open. Bilbo might be able to get himself a heal over time with a pet. Looks like he is going to be able to recover. He's actually going to position himself in another position. Verifisk going for Drain Life with the pet. Trying to let the Drain Lives do work. But the pet, he doesn't do enough damage to really get Verifisk down low. He looks like he's going to be able to recover with Drain Lives. But the auto attacks and not letting Drain Lives be the most value possible. So Verifisk actually kills the pet. The Bilbo might just have to go for a freezing trap on the Succubus. So he might be able to get himself some CC prevention. Verifisk just jumping right to him. Could go for a horror effect. Gonna be a bit of a feign death for a second. Bilbo is out in the open. Verifisk has an opportunity. Getting interrupted on fire. Does get a classic cataclysm onto Bilbo, who was on the Succubus, into a horror effect on just Bilbo, not the pet. Verifisk will go for some damage. Trinkets out of that stun. Fear onto Bilbo, but the pet does get a big ol' bite to lock him down. And next up is going to be Little Kaiju as Assassination Rogue. Bilbo come out of this actually with a fair amount of health, but no defensives. Needs to play very, very careful around Little Kaiju for a good while. At least a minute until that trinket is back up. So he's sitting in the flare right now, dude. Just sitting in the flare. Camo. Oh. Little Kaiju. I think he was waiting for that. Oh, walked into a freezing trap, so Bilbo now has the advantage. This is exactly what Bilbo needed. Kaiju is going for that line of sight. Has the pet to build calm points off of. Is going to force Bilbo around the line of sight. And is going to be able to Shadow Step Kidney him every time. Kidney's the pet, actually. Is he just going to burn and kill the pet right now? Looks like Bilbo is trying to min-max the range here. Kaiju could go for a kidney shot onto Bilbo. Is going to get the dots rolling, but that's going to be a freezing trap to stop him in place. Bilbo does not want to be anywhere near those poisonous daggers. Kaiju is still making sure to maintain the dot speed rolling onto Bilbo. Is going to maintain those dots with the thrown knife. Kidney shot onto Bilbo right now with evasion up and running. Chicken's out of it a little bit late. Cheat death coming out. Down he goes. So much damage. Use that evasion maybe a little bit early. Chance is up next. Playing that Outlaw Rogue, dude. Look at him. He got a little axe. He got a little sword in there. Look at that guy. That's going to be stolen to Bilbo, but the Dire Basilisk is out. Has a parry for Basilisk and Bilbo's pet. Bilbo has Exhilaration in just a little bit. In Chance, getting hit with a freezing trap, but I think the Basilisk might have broken it. He didn't trinket it. That's going to be the parry down for the Rogue. Bilbo getting the pet all beefed up and ready to go. In Chance, making sure to kite the pet, though. Keep it in slow and generating calm points off that thing whenever needed. And Bilbo, as long as he can maintain his own pet heal, he should be fine. Trying to get the Rogue around the corner. That's going to be survival of the fittest right now as the Rogue gets a stun onto the Hunter. 7 minutes and we are going to see some bit of dampening rolling in. Bilbo making sure to maintain the pet healing over time rolling as soon as possible. Should keep it on cooldown as best as he can. In Chance, however, doing just fine. Yet another stun onto Bilbo as Bilbo is completely out of defensives. That's going to be a stun onto Chance. A good trinket out of it. He's very low in health. What the what? He's actually dead. Does he play Relentless? It might have been Relentless Rogue. Taurus is up next with a big old leap onto a freezer trap. Look, he's angry. He doesn't want to lose to a Hunter, but that's going to be a camo for Bilbo Hunter. Getting out of there, scot-free, easy. But a 20% dampening, he does need to give himself a little bit of time. Taurus might as well go pick up the eye. He's waiting for Bilbo to attack him. He's like, oh, as soon as I pick up the eye, Bilbo's going to send the pet at me. But at that point, I feel like just picking up the eye and seeing the Hunter as a Fury Warrior, you probably have the most advantage. That Hunter pet, you can just hit that pet in order to maintain so much of your self-healing. That's going to be Taurus getting charging onto Bilbo. Second charge to follow. Bilbo actually going for a feign death for just a quick second. Using double crucible into Taurus, who has himself Recklessness rolling. Bilbo popping and healing over time himself as well. The petals are beefed up and ready to go with Bestial Wrath, but that's coming down. Taurus should be able to catch himself quite a bit of heal with those charge heals. Stun onto Taurus, he trinkets out of it, so Bilbo can now go for Freezing Trap. Going to be Reflect for Taurus. Played his hand maybe a little bit early, so now Bilbo is safe to go for a little bit of Freezing Trap, especially with that Lucid Dream rolling for Taurus. Should be able to get himself a lot of Rage rolling right now. Lots of more Rampages to go with the extra Leech if he has it rank 3. That's going to be that Freezing Trap. Oh, he's all fired up and ready to go, man. But that Freezing Trap is going to set you back by a little. Bilbo still trying to maintain himself. Going to get his pet a bit of a heal. Needs to maintain heals on himself. 9 minutes in, Dampen is going to kick in. Taurus still has plenty of defenses to work off of. And he has the pet to generate all this rage and heals from at all times. So Bilbo is really going to have to find a way to lock down Taurus and really just min-max the damage into him with a stun. Taurus going for a fear as a Basilisk comes out, which is bad for Bilbo, but he's still hanging out the Basilisk as the Whirlwinds are inevitably going to come out. Taurus still has the War Stomp if needed, and he's trying to stay away from the Basilisk as best possible. Still landing a charge onto Bilbo with that Rage Regeneration. Freezing Trap not coming out yet as that Reflect is up. And finally, the Basilisk finally getting some big damage on the Taurus. Goes for War Stomp. Might be able to have a charge onto Bilbo. Bilbo disengaging away from the guy, keeping him next to the Basilisk as best as possible. Taurus took a bit of the damage from the Basilisk, but as the pet disappears, Bilbo is out in the open with the pet. It goes for a bit of acceleration right now. Freezing Trap can be used in case Taurus got himself any more defenses left. And as Bilbo's taking quite a bit of damage, might want to go for it. Freezing Trap might not be good right now as Reflect is out for Taurus. Going to be a Turtle Shell for Bilbo right now. Taurus turning attention to the pet immediately. And right before he really gets the most damage onto the pet, he is going to get frozen up by Bilbo, who might go for a camo. No, he doesn't. Actually, Taurus is pretty low in health. Could be a couple of kill commands needed. Bilbo goes for survival of the fittest right now to give him and his pet a bit extra defensiveness. He needs to maintain the line of sight on Taurus. That's going to be Crucible for quite a bit of damage. Reflect is up. And I think Bilbo actually got a big old 1v5 as a Beastmaster Hunter, and it looks like he did, boys. He did it. Big old 1v5. Let's go. Oh my goodness. I'm not playing in a few weeks, probably shows. It's so good, Andy. You did fine, my man. You did fine, boys. I just want to make sure you and Ollie got actual opportunity to at least get a chance to play these duels, man. At least the opportunity, because I didn't want you guys to come in and be like, yo, what's up?